You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
And now make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. That's crazy that I was just muted just there. Hey, anyways, what's up, guys? Welcome to the lounge. So I'm glad to have each and every one of you here today. I wish it were under different circumstances, but it is not. And there will be a panel discussion later tonight. Hopefully we can get some people together later tonight and talk about this thing. But I wanted you to hear from me first, my opinion. I was originally going to do this as a pre-recorded video and decided not to. Decided to do it without a net, as it were. So there you go. But hey, if this is your first time to the lounge, just note the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me can get together and talk about the things that we love. Things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And if those are things that get you excited, if those are things that get you talking and having discussions, then please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know when we put out new videos, because we put out new videos all the time. So today, well, first of all, before we get into this, I do want to say a shout out to all of our patrons. Thank you guys so much for all that you do. Appreciate each and every one of you who support the channel, and all of our members. Thank you to all of our members. You guys are fantastic. Here is the updated membership list. Thank you guys for all that you do, and we appreciate you guys for being members of the channel here. Thank you guys. It means so much to us. Don't forget, this Saturday we're going to do an all-day stream. I'm going to start at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to watch the entire Star Wars original trilogy, but we're going to watch it without the special editions. So it'll be the originals. So if you haven't seen the originals in a long time, we're going to start here on YouTube, and then we'll bounce over to Twitch. So make sure to follow us over at Twitch at Poindexter Lounge. All right. And so we'll be having some fun with there. I'll probably keep a window open here on YouTube where you can't hear or see the movie, but you can bounce over there and have some fun with us on this Saturday at 10, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And just plan for a fun day of watching some movies together. All right. That being said, you all know that I am a strong supporter of restoring the Snyderverse. That ain't going to change. That's just not going to change. I don't care if who comes out and says at this point, I just don't care anymore who comes out and says it's never going to happen. Never. To me, restoring the Snyderverse is much more than just getting a movie. It's much more than just getting a series. It's much more than any of that. It's about an idea coming back. And yes, Jung Man, I did see that. Thank you so much. You sent me a couple of great videos, by the way, that we'll have to use this week. Thank you for bringing the smile to my face. No, so here's the thing. This restoring the Snyderverse to me is not just about whether or not we get a film or whether or not we get a series or whatever it is, right? And does Zach have to come back and direct it? Does Zach have to do this? Does Zach have to do that? There's all these stuff floating around. Look, at this point, I don't care. And William has said it here on the channel a couple times. Like, I don't care, man, if they got puppets. Like for goodness sake, man, it's like bring me Superman action figures versus Darkseid. And I don't care, man. I'll take it as long as it's the story. I want to see the story. I want to see what happens next. And then I'm fine with moving forward with whatever DC wants to do. And you could unite everyone together. But oh no, we can't do that. I mean, why would you want to do that, right? Why would you want to unite people together? Why would you want your fandom to unite together? Why would you want them to be able to see that you as a business, Warner Brothers, care about all of your of the fans who support your properties? Why would anybody want that? No, unfortunately, Warner Brothers proves time and time again they just don't care. They really don't care, nor do they deserve the properties that they own. I mean, at this point, the best that I can hope for to ever seeing any kind of hope that the DC universe will ever be great again on screen would basically be for whatever Warner, all the parent companies, everybody to just go bankrupt, have to sell off the properties, or AT&T decides, hey, we can make billions of dollars off of selling the DC franchise, to somebody else. I mean, I don't even know at this point. I know we've talked about it in the last couple of days, like Netflix or Amazon. I mean, you could probably sell it for $10 billion and make more money than even, like William said last night, even like be able to brag, oh, we made more money off of it than, Lucasfilm even, or something, just to give it to somebody, for God's sake, that can maybe have a chance of making something worthwhile. Because at this point, Warner Brothers has spent the better part of the last decade trying to chase down Marvel. And I'm sorry, but I'm done with that. Nobody cares about catching Marvel except for you. And I get it. It's business. It's money. You want money, but yet you literally are tripping over yourself, throwing money away to chase money you don't have, nor will you ever get. I'm just going to be straight up with you. Okay. At this point, the characters and the stories that revolve around DC, until literally Marvel shuts their whole operation down and says, we're done, DC is not going to overtake that. How's that for some hard facts for everybody who tries to try to tell me that I'm somehow denying the facts before my eyes when I still want to restore the Snyderverse? How's that for some? Check, check, check. Check. All right. Apparently somebody doesn't want me to say this. Huh. Wow. Wow. Okay. Good Lord. All right. Well, here we are. Like I was saying, apparently I've been muted for the last 3 minutes. I think that solved that. Okay. If nothing could add to my frustration more at this point, maybe I should have just pre-recorded this whole thing. Listen, Warner Brothers has had a huge PR issue for the last year. Ever since yeah, it looks like Kathleen Kennedy. It's got to be Kathleen's fault for sure. It's got to be her fault. No, ever since the issue that we've had. Thank you, by the way, Jeremy. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate your super chats to tell me that. Very nice of you. But ever since one Ray Fisher came out with these allegations of racial tensions within Warner Brothers, they've had a PR issue. But they keep trying to chase down Marvel. They keep trying to think that one day we're going to reach this. One day we're going to catch them. No, you have to differentiate yourself from your competition. And Warner has the best opportunity to be able to show that they can make films that aren't just popcorn films, that these are films that are based in real world issues and real world things. And so what do they decide to do? What do they decide to do today? They decide that, well, we could solve this issue. Now we've talked about this. There's been rumors about this. There's been speculation about this. But my Lord, today they decide we're going to make it official. Today we're going to show everybody what we're working on. We're going to pave the way, right? So to speak. We're going to show that we're not these racists that we've been accused of being. We're going to show that we are forward thinking. Last night we got word that there would be this announcement, some kind of announcement coming today. And we were hoping it'd be something positive. Now, yep, Fight Profit, you're right. We talked about last night that, Grace Randolph said that it was going to be something to do with executives. And, oh, yes, it was. It looks like Emmerich may be on his way out. Now, for God's sake, keep him away from Netflix, because that is where Zack Snyder's going. God knows we don't need any more issues with Toby Emmerich. And you guys are saying a bunch of stuff right now that I'm getting ready to get to, because I'm about ready to just drop it. Like I said, everybody wants to tell me, Enosh, you need to be more realistic. And listen, I appreciate that. Listen, I want to say something because even Matt Jarbo, okay, like I love Matt Jarbo. Matt Jarbo's on the channel, and I get where Matt Jarbo's coming from. So if you hear me countering something Jarbo is saying about the Snyderverse or whatever, listen, understand this. I get the optics of it. Okay, I get the optics of it, what it looks like. That Warner Brothers does not want the Snyderverse, obviously. Okay? Warner Brothers obviously does not want the Snyderverse. I get that. I am not denying anything. I'm not in denial. Okay. So for all the people who want to come and say, oh, well, Enosh is just in denial, Enosh just doesn't, accept this. That's not where I'm coming from. I'm not in denial about anything. I'm saying there are other ways that this can happen. And it's definitely not going to be a movie at Warner Brothers. It could be a series, but I've even said we need to be prepared for the idea. We need to be prepared for the idea. It could be an animated feature. It could be a cartoon. Like I said, it could be animated. It could be a comic book at this point. Like I said, get a couple of puppets and an action figure, and I don't care. I just want to know that story. But here's the thing, and Mark at Benson's, here's my problem with this, though. Here's my problem with this, because I agree with you. And this is why I still hold out hope. And yes, I have faith. And yes, you can say whatever. But listen, and all I'm asking is, you don't have to believe me. Okay? You don't have to agree with me. But hear me out. Let me and those who want to believe. What do you have to lose? Nothing. If we're wrong, we're wrong, and we will still continue to be a positive force within this community, within this fandom, and doing what we do. But if we're right, we welcome you back and we can celebrate together. But here's the thing. For the last 4 years, nobody's given a handout to this fandom. Nobody has ever given this fandom anything until we were literally told the Snyder Cut was coming. Nothing. Nobody has ever said, yes, look forward to it. Yes, you know what, keep believing. Yes, do this. No, they called us crazy. They called us ridiculous. They said that we were over the top. They said that there was no way this was ever going to happen. If we all just shut up, nothing will happen. I understand the optics. I understand the articles written. I understand the steps taken against this possibility. But I will keep on speaking my mind on this. Not to be angry with anybody. I'm not angry at anybody. Everybody's got their own point of view. I'm not angry at anyone. I'm saying this is what I believe. And it's not just a shot in the dark. And Mark, you're right with a £5 super chat here. Says, Enosh, this new Superman is based in its own universe, so it has no bearing on the possibility of Cavill returning. Good riddance, Emmerich. Stay calm, bro. So here's the thing. I get that. It's its own thing. And I want to make very, very clear. I am not against the idea of a black Superman. Can we please be very clear on that? Go back through my old videos. I'm supportive of a black Superman. I have a problem with the way Warner Brothers does their business. I have a problem with the way Warner Brothers treats their fans. I have a problem with every time Ray Fisher brings out some new information, Warner Brothers tries to deflect and say that, stuff like Jason Momoa is going to be starring in a Frosty the Snowman movie when it's an absolute lie. Right? I have a problem that when we finally get the Snyder Cut, they can't give us freaking 5 days before they just come out and literally with a hit piece telling us everything they're not going to do. Not really giving us any information on what they're doing, but telling us what they're not going to do. They're not going to continue the Snyderverse. There will be no Ayer cut. That Ray Fisher is basically essentially a liar. And that the Snyder Cut movement is somehow toxic. Bam, 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 bam. Less than 5 days. Unwilling to acknowledge the fact that the Snyder Cut has been successful in any way. Unwilling. Acting like it's not even a success. Yet we get word yesterday out of China. I mean, let's take a look at what the Chinese numbers were, for God's sake, shall we? We took a look at this last night. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I will bring this up. I mean, this was mentioned last night, and that is in 24 hours, it has managed to have 7.16 million views on the Bilibili platform and 15.75 million on Tencent. For Bilibili, it represents a new record of visits for any premiere on its platform during its launch date. 22.91 million views with a rating of 9.8 out of 10. Not that big of a deal, huh? Number 1 in Canada on Crave. Breaking down streaming services and servers. And then today, I have a huge, huge problem with the way they announce this information. Because it can't just be, we're gonna make this new Superman. You freaking choose to do it on Henry Cavill's birthday. It's a Wednesday. Warner Brothers, to me, at this point, are scum. They don't care about you or me. And all the fans who are clamoring for whatever else comes next, and if you think that Warner Brothers is on your side and that they care about you, just know this, they'll destroy what you love too. They'll give you more of this BS Justice League verse, this Justice League verse. I've had people say, Enosh, you should take a hard line on this, telling people not to downvote the Justice League trailer. And I get it. That I get where some people are coming from, and I haven't taken a hard line. Screw them. Justice League deserves to be downvoted. It's a horrible movie. So if I'm just going to go watch that video, I'm not going to like it on YouTube or anything else. It's horrible. Well, I don't know, Enosh. I saw a video of you 4 years ago where you said you liked it. Yeah, I did. Because I tried. I watched it with my kids. I did a video right here. We just did if you really want to see what I think of that, watch the review video that we did of that video from 4 years ago that we just did a couple of months ago, where we literally watched and talked about how naive we were. And my kids were little, and we were just excited to see those people on the screen. And then you start hearing what happens and what happened. And then when you put it up against Zack Snyder's Justice League, are you kidding me? One hit piece after another. Even when the Snyder Cut was coming out, it has a digital premiere. Those of us who were able to see it early, were sitting around at 6 p.m. on a Monday night waiting to watch this thing. And they screwed that up. No, I know it was Microsoft's fault, whatever. Yeah. Okay. No backups for that whatsoever. Oh, and the week before, we accidentally leaked part of Zack Snyder's Justice League for anybody watching Tom and Jerry. Sure. At what point do we say enough is enough? At what point do we say, you know what? Screw this. And Benson's, you know what? It really doesn't surprise me, but I've tried to remain positive even towards Warner Brothers. Now, I'm still not going to cancel my HBO Max because I still enjoy HBO Max. And I think HBO Max is a great platform. And I'm not just gonna hate on something just to hate on something. I'm still going to give credit where credit's due. But literally, you're going to tell me everything that can go wrong goes wrong. Okay. Okay. Sure. One thing after another at this point. I'm done with that. I can't sit back and just look at what Warner Brothers has done and just even try to fathom how it's all just coincidence or it's all just accident. It is not. There are some very prideful, idiotic people working for Warner Brothers. Then today, am I against the idea of having a black Superman? No, because there are stories to be told and it's a multiverse. And I've gone on record as saying, I love that concept. I love that concept of multiverse because it allows for these other stories to be told. It allows for the richness of Warner Brothers, DC properties to be able to be realized on the big screen. But you know what Warner Brothers did today? Warner Brothers proved something. And thank you, Benson's, for the £2 super chat. I appreciate that. Warner Brothers proved today that they are not confident in their own properties. You say, well, how's that, Enosh? I mean, they're moving forward. They're getting rid of the Snyderverse, right? They're obviously confident in their own properties. Are they? Let's talk about this supposed confidence, right? Because today it was announced through the Hollywood Reporter that not just that they're doing a black Superman story, which would be absolutely fine with me. And I can see from the stream here that it's fine with others. Collaborative Kiwi Studios with $2 New Zealand says it is very I'm guessing maybe confident, maybe is what you were saying here. They aren't confident, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why, because if they were confident, they'd be doing things differently than what they're doing right now. And Super Cam 1721, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Appreciate it, man, a lot. Says, I have no problem with the black Superman. What I have a problem with is Warner Brothers wants to throw Henry Cavill under the bus on his birthday of all days. Warner Brothers does not deserve DC. Hashtag make Man of Steel 2. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Bam. Literally, you have 364 other days to release this information. You know that the fans of the Snyderverse have been clamoring for this. People who aren't even fans of the Snyderverse want to see Henry Cavill back in the role. And as Benson's pointed out earlier, this does not necessarily mean that he won't return to the role, because they're saying that this is its own little universe thing, right? Whatever. So that's great. That's fine. But this is a slap in the face. You can't look at this and tell me that this isn't, that they didn't know what they were doing to release this on Henry Cavill's birthday. Henry Cavill's been trending all day long since last night, when we did a stream last night starting at midnight. Like, he's been trending that it's his birthday. Oh, did we just forget that it's Henry Cavill's birthday? And we're going to put out information that can lead people to feel that Henry Cavill's Superman is done? Sure. I'll believe that. right? You're right, Frank. They want a bunch of 90-minute movies that suck and scavenge just a little bit of profit, right? Because they got to have that bonus, right? They got to get that bonus, man. They got to somehow scrape together just a little bit of bonus.
I don't have enough yachts. Get me a bonus.
And so here's what I have a problem with. If you look at this article and what it says, not just that Warner Brothers is in a search for a black Superman. That is fine. But I'm going to show you how they don't have confidence in their own properties. Yes, you can all read this. It's at the Hollywood Reporter. It talks about J.J. Abrams. It talks about Coates and he's writing it or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. But when it talks about what the movie is going to be about, this is where they show their hand. And this is where it shows that this is not about giving black people a character to look up to, or a Superman that they can be excited about, or together with and get behind, and that we as fans can finally see some equality start to shine through. No, that's not what this is about. Because you see, this is not going to be one of the black Superman characters that are actually in the comics. No. Once again, Warner's and DC decide to forego all of that. Don't give us anything comic accurate. While Marvel over and over again is giving their fans something that is recognizable, and even if it changes up the story a bit for whatever purpose, it's mostly been because they were not able to use some of the characters that they wanted or tell the stories that they wanted to in a certain way. So, but even those changes made a difference in a positive way. But no, sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that Coates is crafting a Kal-El in the vein of the original Superman comics, and will have the protagonist hail from Krypton and come to Earth. While the story is currently being crafted and many details could change, one option under consideration is for the film to be a 20th century period piece. God forbid, we have a story that is told that is relevant to us today. Let's clamor for a world behind us. Let's clamor for a time behind us and try to attach some kind of nostalgia to the Black Superman movie, first of all, right? Try to attach some kind of nostalgia to that. Warner's, what's wrong? Do you not feel that it can stand on its own? Well, here, let me ask you another question. Because, like I said, I and others are fine with seeing a Black Superman movie, but why don't you want to use the actual versions that are a Black Superman in your comics? Why don't you want to give people an inspiring Black Superman story that utilizes one of your properties that you own, that you could put out there, that you could literally build from the ground up and make something new for people? Tell a new story. It's your multiverse. It's the best opportunity that you would get to be able to do something like this. For all of us who want to see this, because I love these characters. I have action figures of these characters. I love these characters. But what are you doing, Warner Brothers? RJ with a $4.99 super chat says, I truly hope Emmerich leaves and goes to Netflix. I don't want him at Netflix, dude. Look at what he's done already. Do we really want him at Netflix, RJ? I mean, we could talk about this later on a later broadcast, but it's dude, I don't want him to go to Netflix. I want him to leave, but I don't want him to go to Netflix because that's where Zach is right now. And God knows we don't need him going over there and trying to mess up stuff over there. It says, at least we have the Batman to look forward to. Can't wait for that movie. I don't want DC to fail. I don't want DC to fail either, RJ. I don't want DC to fail. But I tell you what, I'm worried that by the time the Batman comes out, they will have tried to screw that up as well. That there'll be some story that comes out, or whatever, or it's not as good as it should be. And there'll be some story that comes out where they screwed the pooch on that one too. Because that's just what they do. It's like time and time and time again. Do you trust them? George, this is my problem right here. You nailed it. Do you use Val Zod? Where you could introduce the world to one of your characters, to a character that is in the comics, and prop up that character, boost that character. Does Superman literally have to be reintroduced to the world as Kal-El? We literally, I'll tell you what, you want to go hear what I really think of this? Go watch the Truth 31's video about this. Because he pretty much nailed exactly what I'd like to say, but can't because I don't talk like that way. And he does, so I can live vicariously through him. Yeah, do we need another origin story for Superman? That he comes from Krypton once again. We already have that movie. It's called Man of Steel. We have that movie. It's called Superman the Movie. We've seen it time and time again. You want to retell that story, but this time, what, with a spin? The color of his skin? Or you could give us Val Zod. A new character. A character that would give us something fresh and show that you have confidence in your properties that are actually in your comics. And before you get on me saying, well, you're just a white guy. You just don't get it. You just don't want. No, trust me. I've got plenty of friends of color who are not down with this. This is not just a white person thing. This is not a racial thing. This is something that people just don't want this way. Which shows that Warner Brothers has no idea what they're doing. They're literally throwing, it's like they took a bunch of darts with a bunch of concepts on it and threw it at a dartboard, and they're like, oh yeah, that one's stuck. Do you give us Calvin Ellis? A black Superman? Nope. Yeah, just make Kal-El black. Just change the color of Kal-El. And I'm not saying that one has to just say that Kal-El is always white. I'm not even saying that. You can do Elseworld stuff. You can do different things. I mean, it's a multiverse. That's fine. But why would this be the first idea that you have out the gate? Why would you not try to boost your characters that exist before you go and just do stuff? You have great characters. It does. It comes across as cheap and lazy. Listen, Dark Knight Rises, or the Dark Knight Batman says, let them try new ideas. Who knows? It might work. Yeah, look, anything might work. Anything might work. But why wouldn't you try with your actual properties instead of trying to reinvent something? That doesn't make any sense. And no, I don't trust them anymore. I don't trust them to make good decisions when it comes to these characters. I don't trust them, and nobody else trusts them either. Nobody else trusts these people to do this. Now I'll be the first one to admit, RJ. Yeah. That's a great idea, right? That's a great idea. I'm not saying that the things just can't work. But we're literally here trying to reboot a franchise. We're trying to reboot an idea. And we're ignoring the characters that are right there in front of you. That's what they're doing. You're ignoring great characters that you could tell awesome stories with and introduce people, introduce the greater fandoms to. Introduce the normies, you know, the people who don't read comics, to some of these great characters. And yet you pass on that. Henry Cavill should not be made to look like the CM Punk of DC films. And if you don't know that story, basically Warner Brothers crapped all over CM Punk on his way out. Literally gave him his discharge papers on his wedding day. And then today, Warner Brothers decides to do this on Henry Cavill's birthday. I'm sorry, it's just low. It's absolutely low. Wait, hold on a second. Really? Who are we talking to here? I hope you're not talking to me. Because there are plenty of amazing characters, and this is what Warner Brothers should be trying to do right here, is bring people together. Instead of trying to divide and conquer and just get their way and just force feed fans things. This right here is what Warner Brothers should be trying to do. Giving everyone characters that they can look up to, that they can be proud of, instead of rolling the dice with things that they don't know. They don't know what they're doing with these characters. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Let's see here. Yeah, that version of Kal-El, yes, was president in the comics. But that's not what they're using. That's what I'm saying. Like that version of Superman, that version of Black Superman was literally president of the United States. Doesn't mean that he has to be right away. But yes, Calvin Ellis was not just Superman, but president of the United States. It is. It's an amazing concept. It's a fantastic concept. And instead of bringing fans together, where just like in this picture, you can have literally 3 different versions of Superman all coming together. Fans coming together, showing their support for one another, liking it all, because I like it all. I love all of DC. I don't want DC to fail. I want DC to thrive. But DC has to find its own image, It cannot be trying to chase Marvel and Warner Brothers, unfortunately, has a history of just throwing everything up against the wall and hoping something will stick. This does not speak to them having a plan at all. What this speaks to is them trying too hard to try to deflect from the issues that they've had in the last year. RJ with a $2.99 super chat here says Batman and Superman getting rebooted, Wonder Woman next. Who knows, man? Who knows? Like I said, I don't understand why. Hold on just one second here. It's my wife. I don't understand why they can't have confidence in the characters that are in the comics. Give us those. They are right there, folks. There are stories to be told. And they're amazing stories. This is what Warner Brothers should be trying to foster. As a company, they should be trying to foster fans' goodwill for fans to be able to enjoy all of this stuff. I don't understand. I don't understand. It just does not make any sense. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? I'm literally telling you that I want to see a black Superman, but I want to see that black Superman done with some honor, with respect to the characters that we have. And you don't get it. Okay. You're funny. Sure you are. Yep. Go on with your humor. See, this is why we don't have real discussions amongst fans and amongst people. Because you see, we always want to make it into something that it's not. We want to somehow make this is why some people won't even talk about this today. Because immediately it will go to, oh, well, if this person doesn't want this version of this, they just don't want it at all. Okay. You're an idiot for thinking that, but okay. It's not just give us something and we'll just take it. And we'll just love it all. No matter what they say, and no matter what they do. No matter what, it just is what it is. Huh? I'm sorry that you can't handle that I want all the stories to be told with honor. Don't just make something up. Tell me, is it racist? How is it racist to want Warner Brothers to be held to a higher standard when writing any story, especially a story about Black Superman, and doing it justice instead of just making it up? How is that racist? Holding Warner Brothers to a higher standard is somehow racist. Okay. Even saying, I don't care if it is a Kal-El story. I even said, RJ brought up a great point of how it could be done correctly. Okay. But just throwing something at everybody and not establishing your characters, I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. And you can say whatever you want to about me. The reality is that this is not a black versus white thing. And I knew that there's always going to be people who go there. But this is not a black versus white thing. This is a quality thing. This is not saying that the characters should never be that their ethnicities can never be changed in comics or live action or anything else. That's not even what this is all about. This is about wanting quality for those characters. Justice for those characters. And it's regardless if it's black or white. Just like we just saw literally by seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League that the Flash was treated horribly in Justice League. The Flash was made a joke of. Barry Allen was made an absolute joke of in Justice League. An absolute joke. And yet in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he's a hero and one of the best. He rises above. He literally rises above. He literally rises above. It's the difference between in Justice League, we get this story of Cyborg, of Victor, who is absolutely gutted. His story is absolutely gutted. They don't tell his story in Warner Brothers' version of that character. And yet in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he's absolutely respected. We get the whole story. And it's done very, very well. What do you want? Do you want characters just thrown on your screen just so that you can see them? Or do you want to not just see them on the screen, but do you want them to be done in a quality way? This screams of trying to deflect. That's what this screams of. Azur here with a $5 super chat. Thank you. Says Sony Animation didn't have to color swap Peter to make a great movie about a black Spider-Man, a movie that won an Academy Award. Miles Morales. Great story. Great character. Why is it they can do it? They get it. Listen. Anybody coming in here and trying to tell me that I'm some Marvel fan cracks me up, first of all. Because if you've even watched one of my videos, which obviously you don't, but if you watch one of my videos, you know that I am a DC fan through and through, and I argue with people about Marvel because I'm not a huge Marvel fan. There are Marvel movies that I enjoy, that I like. Most are okay to me at best. You all know that you know that I have gone on record many times talking about Endgame even. You know, and how I didn't like Endgame. So do a little research, look into it before you talk. My whole point is there should be some accountability. Exactly, Dana Steele. There should be some accountability before our entertainment. I don't want another decade of things going off the rails and us getting another, Batman and Robin. You get it? We're literally getting productions that sound like they're just basically thrown together. You beat me to it, man. You beat me to it. Accountability is greater than entertainment. Absolutely. And I agree with this collaborative. Marvel stories are very weak with strong directing, but at least there's some direction. At least Feige is giving their fans what they want, and treating those characters with respect. I wish that was Wayne. Who knows? It could be. Stranger things have happened, but that's not what this video is about. It's not about me worrying about what people think of that. I know, Resident Justice. He loves those stories. I know. Apparently I can't please anybody. I should just keep my mouth shut. I should just let it all go. But Stella, you hit the nail on the head here. WB executives are skirting accountability at every turn. No adults in the room. Instead of trying to bring fans together and create a true multiverse, they're going to let it die. Black Ops. What about Peacemaker? Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I don't think Peacemaker is going to be the thing that brings us all together. It's just sad because half of these properties probably will never see the light of day. Talking about Wayne, there was another possible strong black character that would have been in Zack Snyder's Justice League. And we haven't seen him in that, but I know that he was suggested by, I guess, Ray Fisher, and he comes from a strong theater background. And Zach was willing to put him in his movie and do the reshoots for it. Oh, I know. I do too. Hey, Hugo says, I get you, Enosh. Although Batman and Robin has its fans, I have a soft spot for it. So do I. Absolutely. So do I. It says for it, but it's a massive black spot example in WB's history of a movie by committee. And that's what I'm talking about. then you don't know DC. If that's what you think. Kieran, you've been here many times. You don't get it. Even Plastic Man. Yeah, you say here, apart from Batman, the DC characters are hilariously terrible. Plastic Man. Yeah, Plastic Man. Plastic Man could be a great character, actually, if written correctly. It's a great story. I'm sorry that you apparently don't know the story. Doesn't change what it could be just because you don't know it. Just because you don't know it doesn't change what it is. Story of Wonder Woman, amazing backstory and story. Superman's story, amazing. These other versions of Superman, amazing backstories to Calvin Ellis and Val Zod. Amazing stories. Green Lantern, the Green Lantern Corps, amazing stories. Hawkman and Hawkgirl, even amazing. Just when they're fleshed out and done well, amazingly just riveting things about history and about Egypt and just a time past, archaeology even. The Flash, an amazing story rooted in the Speed Force and this idea of this presence being around us. Amazing. Dr. Fate, for God's sake, Dr. Fate, and all of really all of the Justice League Dark stuff. RJ with another $1.99 super chat says, what's next? Where do we as DC fans go from here? And man, I don't know. I don't know. I want to love it. I want to love all of it. I want to be able to enjoy DC films. But I don't know. I feel like, oh my gosh, other people are talking about The Question. Like The Question. Great character. Zatanna. Katana. Amazing characters. The real Captain Marvel. Shazam. Amazing characters. DC characters have more depth than any other character. Any other characters? There's so many. Okay, hold on though. This is okay. Sims. So you want to take out everybody? So you're like so the question says DC seriously has no characters. Enosh, tell me, if you were to take out Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Hawkman, Cyborg, and all their roster. I mean, I don't know. You're taking out like 9 or 10 different characters there. I mean, then what do they have? Like, okay, there are plenty of other characters. There's Constantine. There's like I said, all of the Justice League Dark characters, of like Swamp Thing and man, like I said, Dr. Fate, and so many others. There's plenty. So I don't I don't know if you're being funny here, because it feels like you're being funny. It feels like Black Ops just said, take out the whole Justice League and more. What do you have? Well, the same thing could be said for the other, you know. Wayne, if this is you, I would love to have a conversation with you. And I'll just put this out there. I mean, like, you know, like we get people here who a lot of times will make up names. If that really is you, will you please reach out to me? I would love to talk to you. And I wouldn't put it past the idea that you would be able to stumble across us. So if it is, please reach out to me on Twitter or something, or email me at poindexterlounge@gmail.com. And I would love, I would love, if you're not the real Wayne T. Carr, I will just say this: whoever you are, thank you for your for making us smile. But I would love to talk to Wayne. But gave a $5 super chat here. Says, people like you bring the fans together. Thank you for your passion. Keep it up. I appreciate that so much. If you are, or if you aren't, I appreciate that. So this was just my, see, and I love it. People coming as immediately. Adam Strange, Barda and Scott, Swamp Thing, Estrogen, Etrogen, the Western characters. Yeah, my goodness. The war there's so much in DC. The Question, Batwing, Midnighter, Manhunter, Robin, Black Lightning, Vixen. But those are characters that you can get to through time. Nightwing, Batgirl, Zatanna, Vixen, Plastic Man, Constantine. Absolutely. Raven, the rest of the Teen Titans, for God's sake. Great characters. The Creeper. Check that out. People pulling out like many, many different characters. Just because you're here's the interesting thing to me. Just because you're not just because somebody is not well known to you doesn't make them any less important or any less relevant. Commandy, and all the new gods. Heck yeah. All right. Well, here's the thing. I got to get to my wife because I got to go pick her up. But I just wanted to, I wanted to do the, yeah, oh my goodness, Captain Atom, Booster Gold, Firestorm. And the villains of the DC universe completely outweigh the villains in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not just Marvel Cinematic Universe, but the Marvel Universe completely. We still have Green Arrow, Black Canary, Justice Society, Teen Titans, Wally West, the entire Green Lantern Corps. Love Lewis here, Effing Darkseid, Granny Goodness, like Brainiac. Lucifer, yes. All these different characters. There's so many. Well, man, dude, if it is you, man, I think it's really cool that you are I think it's cool that you show up at stuff like this. For sure. I think it's absolutely cool. Man, I would love to talk to you, man. I would absolutely love to talk to you. Martian Manhunter. Legion of Superheroes. Preacher. Even Zod. Look, you know, I mean, that's the thing. Is like I even watched, speaking of people of color and of different versions of these characters. Look at Krypton. We had a black General Zod, and he was absolutely fantastic and amazing. Okay, I'm not saying, like I said, this is not about color of skin. This is not about any of this. This is about stories to be told. And I don't understand why you don't lift up the characters that you have. DC, Warner Brothers. Literally just rolling the dice, hoping that something sticks. That's not a strategy. That's not a plan. Lobo. Heck yeah, Lobo. Metallo. Great characters. Mongol. Absolutely. Gosh, you guys are coming up with some really great ones. So there you go. I just want to see characters done well. Watchmen, Sandman. Look at you guys. I love how you guys, the Omega Men. Look at you guys. Man Bat. So many great ones. I just want to see DC characters go forward. Okay? That's what I want to see. I want to see DC succeed. Does that mean that to succeed, they have to be on the same level as Marvel as far as maybe box office or whatever? No. Doesn't mean that at all. It means that we basically have to have good stories and stories that people want to see and that make sense and lift up your characters. That's what I want to see. So that's where I'm at with this. We'll, I'm sure, have more talks later on tonight. Hopefully we can get some more people on oh, thank you. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I will definitely look for that. And so I just wow. Folks, I you know what? Man, it's really him. It really is him. Wayne, it is an honor to have you in here, and I look forward to talking to you for sure. For sure, man. Wow, what an honor. That's yep, I can verify to you all it is definitely him. So so thank you for being here. That's what I want to see. I want to see good stories. I want to see people do good things. I want to see DC succeed. I want to see people treated with respect. That's what we fight for around here, folks. That's what I'm all about. That's why we've supported Ray Fisher from the beginning. That's why we've supported Zach from the beginning. That's why, even in the face of everybody trying to tell me it's over, it's done, it's not going to happen, it's going away, we can still be a positive influence and make our voice heard. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to be positive about it. I don't want you, setting a bad example for the world to just give them stuff to just come at us but we can still make our voice heard and make our thoughts known. And so yeah, just keep doing what you do, right? Just keep doing what you do. Keep being that force for good. And, and then, like I said, in the next couple of weeks, go watch and support Zach's Army of the Dead. I know I'm going to be at the theater to see it. I'm super excited that my theater is getting it. So we'll be doing that for sure. And then apparently at some point here, we'll be talking to Wayne. So I look forward to that for sure. So look, guys, that's my initial thoughts on it. I just wanted to I just wanted to bring you my initial thoughts before we did have a discussion about it, because a lot of people were asking me about it. And look, I respect everybody's opinions about it. I respect even those who want to back off of the whole Snyderverse thing or the Snyder Cut thing. I respect your opinion. That's nothing about that. I respect your opinion for that. But in the same measure, understand why we fight. It's not just about a movie. This is like gone way beyond that now. This is now about a concept. This is about people helping people. This is about a fandom coming together for a good purpose. It was always to lift up Zach, his family, to bring some knowledge of the situation and what had happened, and to help. And you guys have done that. Over $750,000 donated to suicide prevention. Nobody can take that away, regardless of if we ever see another frame of a movie. Look what we've accomplished. So there we are, folks. That's my initial thoughts. That's it. Love you all. I thank you for your support. And I think it's awesome to see Wayne in here. And just knowing that, man, yeah, we stand with that guy. And I wish so much the best for him. I hope so many good things for him, going forward. And I mean, just being in that position that he was, I hope the best for him. And I hope that we get to see some of what Zach had in mind. I tell you what, they keep going this way. You never know what Zach might just drop on us. Real quick before we head out, Eric Z with a $5 super chat says, did Warner Brothers mess up Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat had a 73% drop in its second weekend. What will happen with DC Fandom in October? Man, I wish I knew. That remains to be seen. There's a lot of possibilities for DC Fandom in October. I hope that we get good things for sure. But like I said, I'm a DC fan. I'm always going to hope. You're never going to catch me not hoping. You're never going to catch me not being hopeful and trying to have a positive attitude towards things. I definitely want them. As for Mortal Kombat, I think that there were a lot of great things about Mortal Kombat. And I think there were some things that probably didn't quite hit the mark for some people. But it's hard to tell. That we live in a really weird world right now where it's really hard to tell with movies of like, what's a success. We're told some things are a huge success, while we're told things like Zack Snyder's Justice League are not. How does that make sense? I have no idea. I have no clue when I look at that kind of stuff. It makes no sense to me. We keep asking these questions about the optics. We hear stuff, like I said, about out of China. Like, listen, hearing this kind of news today was the last thing I thought that we were going to hear when we literally heard about like 22.91 million people watching it in China and having this thing blow away records. And then somehow it's not a success. I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. I really don't. So, we just have to wait and see. In the meantime, y'all stay positive. Okay. In the meantime, you all just keep doing what you do, and just know that, look, people care and people are watching. I mean, look, Wayne is in here tonight, and, I think that's a really positive thing that you can see that, the love that you give is appreciated and seen. Zach sees that love. Others see that love. And we've had plenty of people here like Ray Fisher, like Ray Porter, who see that love and appreciate it every day. So I encourage you all to do that. Make sure to follow us on all social media. And yeah, absolutely, man. We love you, bro. And I look forward to talking to you for sure. We'll be talking soon. Now I got to go get my wife though, because she's wondering where the heck I am. But I had to talk about this. So remember, guys, keep using the hashtag You know, I mean, keep doing that for goodness sake. I mean, look, we even blew that record out of the blue there with you know, the Restore the Snyderverse hashtag. So how do you judge success? You can't judge success on just by what somebody else tells you to judge success on. You have to judge success on what you know is right. And that's all I can do. That's all I can do. You know, if people don't like what I talk about, they don't like what I talk about. But I talk about the things I'm passionate about. And so, so I will definitely tell Tiff that you all said hello. All right. Until next time, remember what I always say. Don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter, especially now. And don't tell somebody that their fandom doesn't matter or their opinions don't matter, but treat everybody with respect and try to have discussions with people and conversations with people that lead to something productive. And as long as you do that, there'll always be a place for you here in the Poindexter Lounge. Till next time, stay nerdy. Bye-bye.